Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we'll be counting down our picks for 10 times Star Wars infiltrated other games. For this list, we'll be going over the occasions when Star Wars cameos appeared in video games. If there's a reference from a galaxy far, far away that you feel should have made the list, take a short trip down to our comments and tell us.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Carbonite, the Talos Principle. Developed by Crow Team, the studio behind Serious Sam, the Talos Principle contains several references to the studio's shooter franchise, but one of them doubles as a Star Wars reference. On the Weathertop stage, if you look down from the snowy summit, you'll spot a ledge with a tree on it. Leap down to find a cave hidden behind the tree and go inside. This is where you will find Serious Sam himself encased upright in gold. Sam's pose and status as a frozen trophy are of course a reference to Han Solo being frozen in carbonite in Star Wars Episode 5 and 6. Vader and Luke, Resogun. A side-scrolling shooter, Resogun is a wonderful PlayStation gem that if you haven't played yet, you should definitely go and get that right now. It's pretty dang awesome. And there's even a Star Wars reference hidden in here that's hidden rather well, honestly. Enter photo mode on the Methodist level, and move the camera around to look below the ground level of the city you circle. Down below you will spot two green figures recreating the famous moment from Empire Strikes Back, where Luke Skywalker is hanging from a platform and Darth Vader is reaching out to him. No! Wily Star, Mega Man 5. Mega Man 5 is a peculiar and bizarre title as it replaces the Robot Masters with Star Droids, alien robots whom Wily reprograms as his servants. After defeating the last of these, Wily makes a grand entrance when Mega Man spots a moon rising in the sky. Only, that's no moon. It's the Wily Star. The villainous scientists' take on the Death Star, yes. The massive, fully armed and fully operational battle station fires on Mega Man, but Rush manages to swoop in and rescue him in the nick of time. Yahoo! Look out! Space Opera, Tiny Toon Adventures, Buster Busts Loose. Tiny Toon Adventures was an irreverent cartoon series that featured plenty of pop culture references, some of which some kids might not understand. But this Super Nintendo game based on the series carried over the show's tradition of goofy pop culture references, even going so far as to reference several episodes on the show which parodied other properties. Such is the case with the final level in the game, which is one big Star Wars parody and draws from the episode A Quack in the Quarks. From Babs having Princess Leia hair buns to various Stormtrooper duck foes to the final boss being Duck Vader, the space opera stage isn't very subtle about its inspirations, not that we're complaining, mind you. Darth Maul, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. The Tony Hawk games are well known for their wealth of secret skaters, and Darth Maul was among the biggest surprises. To unlock him, you must fulfill all 54 goals and earn gold medals in every competition. It's a weird inclusion, but to be fair, out of all the Dark Lords of the Sith, Maul certainly seems like he would be the most likely to be into skating culture. In addition to coming with a few tricks unique to his moveset, selecting Maul also causes the skate shop owner to start hovering above the ground and choking. It's a really neat touch. Revenge of the Jedi, BioShock Infinite. BioShock Infinite's Columbia shares some similarities with a certain Star Wars location. Floating city in the sky? Sounds familiar, but a more direct connection can be found when Elizabeth opens a tear to Paris, France. On the marquee, the title in French reads La Revanche du Jedi, or Revenge of the Jedi. At one time, this was meant to be the title to Return of the Jedi, though it was eventually changed when George Lucas decided that revenge is not the Jedi way. Clearly in this timeline, though, they went ahead with the original title.
Join the further adventures of Luke Skywalker.
Slicing open zombies. Call of Duty Black Ops. Zombies was a weird yet excellent addition to the Call of Duty games with its hectic action and weird cast of characters, such as former US President John F. Kennedy. In the 6th level of the Zombies campaign, which is weirdly named 5, you're given the option to play as JFK, and he spouts plenty of hilarious one-liners, referencing things he has said in real life, as well as various other bits of pop culture. One of these is a Star Wars quote: "Kill a gas zombie, and JFK will steal a line from Han Solo."
And I thought they smelled bad. On the outside.
Of course, this harkens back, or forward in Kennedy's case, to the scene in Empire Strikes Back where Han Solo cuts open a Tauntaun to keep Luke warm. Thankfully, JFK doesn't need to use a zombie in that same way.
I thought they smelled bad. On the outside.
The Lars family, Fallout New Vegas. Obsidian's legendary spin on the Fallout IP is chock full of things to investigate, and one of the many Easter eggs hidden in this game is pretty gruesome, and it's also Star Wars related. However, you will need the Wild Wasteland trait in order to see this for yourself. Outside of one of the houses in Nipton, you'll discover 2 charred skeletons whose labels are Owen and Baru. This obviously references the fate of Luke's aunt and uncle as they are burned alive by the Empire. These 2 likely shared a similar end at the hands of Caesar's Legion. Biggs and Wedge, Final Fantasy franchise.
You made it. No, I might not. Hey, is Wedge?
Don't worry, he'll bounce back.
The Final Fantasy games rarely have recurring characters between games, but one of the few exceptions are Biggs and Wedge. While their roles may vary between prominent roles and cameos, they typically serve as some kind of comic relief or simply minor soldiers in various armies. This is fitting, since their names are direct references to Biggs Darklighter and Wedge Antilles, a pair of X-Wing pilots and rebels that appear in the Star Wars franchise, and fly alongside Luke Skywalker.
That's impossible, even for a computer.
But it's not impossible. I used to bullseye womp rats in my T-16 back home. They're not much bigger than 2 meters.
All the lightsabers. Various, or just every video game ever known to man.
This is the weapon of a Jedi Knight. Not as clumsy or random as a blaster. An elegant weapon.
Come on, lightsabers are awesome, and of course video games were going to capitalize on letting us use them to sell their games. Laser swords are an inherently cool concept, and dozens of video games over the years have featured them to some degree. From the beam katanas of No More Heroes to the beam swords of Super Smash Bros. To the laser swords of Dead Rising, there is no shortage of lightsabers out there. Even Kirby got to use one in Kirby and the Crystal Shards. Heck, the entire premise behind Beat Saber was slicing up cubes with red and blue lightsabers, in rhythm with some pretty kick-ass music, I gotta say. In a sense, Star Wars has become a major influence on video games and has set the groundwork for a plethora of fantastic titles, big and small, to borrow ideas from.
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.